Well, big night for Hunter Gilliland and Red Oaks win over Shenandoah. Hunter, you guys were able to get your first win of the year. Just what are the observations or takeaways from tonight's victory?
We had to come out and play with confidence because we were 0-2, so tonight was really just a confidence booster.
Defensively, what did you guys do that created success?
Ball pressure. Ball pressure is the number one thing, and that's really it.
You ended up with kind of a unique double-double, 26 points, 10 steals. I guess, piggybacking off that ball pressure, defensively, what were you seeing, what were you doing that was allowing you to have the opportunities you did?
I wasn't really doing anything special. I was just putting my mind to it, clamp the guy up, get steals.
How about on the offensive side of the basketball for you tonight? What were you seeing, what were you doing that created success?
I thought we moved the ball really well, shared the ball, and got open shots.
Obviously, it's a little bit of a different look this year. You're back, Max is back, but a lot of new faces in the lineup as a team. Where did your guys' successes come from on the offensive side tonight?
This team's actually, I think he's got a higher potential than the last team, so it's really just going to take longer to get there, but we'll be good.
To get that first win, I know you guys had a couple tough ones with Clarinda and Lewis Central to start. How much of kind of a confidence booster is this one?
It's actually a really big one. We predict ourselves being top 5 in Hawk 10, so this is what we needed.
How do you guys try to build off this?
Just come back ready. Come back ready for the next.
All right, Coach, first win of the year, it's always got to feel good. What are the thoughts, what are the takeaways from tonight?
We competed. We played hard, and that was probably the number one thing we came out with. We told them they needed to be laser focused and to come out right away and to put a run on right away, and we did. We kind of let them hang around a little longer than I would have liked. The biggest positive I would say of the night was our how we came out in the third quarter. We put a little half court trap on, and we applied ball pressure, but put a little run on, and we challenged them at halftime. We said we got to. The third quarter has been our weakness the first 2 games of the year. Really, I think. Game 1, I think we scored 2 points in the third quarter. Game 2, I think we scored like 6. So we had to come out in the third quarter and play better, and we did.
Looked like when you guys were at your best, it's because you were able to speed them up, and then, of course, you guys were able to move fast offensively. Was that the plan coming into tonight?
Yeah, we've been really on the boys recently about ball reversals. The past 2 games, we had a lot of ball stops, and it's any number of guys that catch the ball within the offense and try to create something that's probably not there. And I thought the first and second quarters, actually, our ball movement was better. And so one of the things we've been working on in practice is just ball reversals before you shoot, because our shooting percentage goes way up when that happens. And so we challenged them at halftime, too. We said keep the ball movement up. And you see a completely different side of our offense if the ball actually switches sides of the floor.
Defensively, what'd you like tonight?
Our ball pressure was better. It's not quite where it should be. I would say the first 3 minutes of the third quarter, you saw what it could be. And then the last 5 minutes of the third quarter was kind of like the negative to that, where I don't know if we were tired or we just kind of relaxed a little bit. But we gave up some easy buckets the last 5 minutes of the third quarter. But defensively, we try to push players to their weaknesses. We challenged the boys on boxing out and rebounding, and I thought we did those things tonight.
Double-double for Hunter Gilliland, 26 points, 10 steals. Speak to his night and really his role this year.
Well, he's an all-around player, and we had a couple security blankets with the seniors we had last year that really propelled them to having such a good year last year. And so now we're asking him to step into that leadership role, offensively and defensively. And so, I guess we said we had 10 steals tonight, which I would have guessed more like 6 or 7. But he's a very good defender when he sets his mind to it, and he's a very good offensive player when he sets his mind to it. So we ask a lot of him as far as handling the ball, guarding their number 1 or number 2 player. And then also being a scorer, too. And so we ask a ton of him, but he responds well.
Coming into the year, you knew Hunter and Max were going to be go-tos, but to get production from a guy like Braden Woods and elsewhere offensively tonight, what does that say maybe about the trajectory of the year?
Well, this team has an incredibly high ceiling. I know we haven't showed it, at all quite yet. And we knew that coming in, that we had a lot of growing to do. But Braden Woods is one of those kids that was kind of a secret weapon, I feel like. And I don't know if he's catching a lot of people by storm quite yet, but, I think midway through January, people are going to know who he is. He's a very good athlete. He's a very good rebounder. But, and a lot of the other guys, too, are stepping up. Role players are stepping up. And I would like for them to maybe hit a few more shots, but we're getting big rebounds. We're knowing our role on defense. And so I'm proud of the way that some of our role players have responded. But, Woods has really had a good game tonight, and he's really taken a step forward.
You mentioned that high ceiling. What's it going to take for you guys to reach that?
It's going to take time. And I know that might be a cliche, but we have a lot of inexperience on the floor. We do return a lot of scores, but everybody wants to compare this year's team to last year's team, and that's hard to do. But we lost a lot of physicality, we lost rebounding, and like I said earlier, we kind of lost that security blanket that made up for a lot of our mistakes. And so there's a lot more that goes into our practice planning this year. There's a lot more that goes into our film sessions, just challenging guys and trying to emphasize our strengths while also working on our weaknesses. It's going to take a lot of time, but I do, and the same story as always, I plan on peaking in February, and I think we have the guys to do that.